In 2018, I was recruited to be a summer salesman. I was recruited by a company called Vantage Marketing. Now this company gave me a great opportunity. They recruited me through my roommate at the time, Aaron, and showed me all the possibilities I had in my future. What was so great to me about this job, about this opportunity, was the money I could make. The opportunity to truly have money to buy the things I needed without having to stress and worry about it on a daily basis. Because up until this point, I had been working as a janitor, as a basketball ref, doing a number of what you could call low-end jobs at a low income or minimum wage. So this job presented the opportunity for me to have some financial freedom for the first time in my life. But what I'm going to talk to you today is about having the best summer ever. Because that's what summer sales is all about. Summer sales is about taking a job opportunity and making it into a lifestyle and making it into the best summer ever. Last year was my first year selling, and I'm going to tell you some of the tips I learned along the way and afterwards that have turned me into the successful salesman I am today. Now, I don't say I'm successful to say, oh, I'm so much better than any other salesman. No, what I'm here to do today is to teach and instruct about things and tips and tricks of having the best summer ever that you may already know. Since a lot of you here are from corporation or maybe owners of the company, I am positive you guys have way more knowledge than I do. So my purpose isn't necessarily to just teach you something new. My purpose here is to remind you of something that you may have known before and have forgotten, or maybe have heard before and started practicing but have stopped practicing that skill. The first thing you need when thinking about having the best summer ever, whether you're a salesman, whether you're part of a corporation, whether you're a manager, is you need to get serious. Now, getting serious can mean a number of things. When I say get serious, I don't mean furrow your brow and get angry and try to fight someone because you're just so serious all the time. No, what I mean get serious is focus on your job. Be serious about your job. Know what your job is and seriously take into account that this is now what you need to focus on. So getting serious is a big part, because we all know that one casual guy, right? We all have a friend that maybe stays up way too late on the weekends, on weeknights, that procrastinates to the last day, and we've all been there too. We've been casual. How many of us in here know a casual guy? I know I know a casual guy, and I've been casual at times before. But a casual attitude leads to a casual lifestyle. So we need to always remember to focus on what we're doing. This quote was by Jim Rohn. Casual attitudes leads to casual results. The most important thing I've learned after studying Jim Rohn and some of his speeches is that when we get serious about things, it's also the same time we start to be successful with our things. And I've seen that firsthand in my own results and results of my friends that have done the same job I have. Now, the next thing is goals. Goals are huge. Goals are a big part of our life, and we've been taught it through religious affiliations, through schooling, through work. Everyone talks about goals and having good goals. So I'm not going to sit here and lecture you guys about how to set your goals or when to set your goals or what to set your goals about. My purpose today is to tell you why goals are so important and to remind you when to set your goals. So goals are so important that I set a goal, 3 to 5 goals daily. And I've learned that after setting 3 to 5 goals daily and breaking down my larger goals, say my goal is to be the best salesman on my team this year. Well, I can't just say that and then go work hard every day and get serious about it. No, I have to have a goal every day that I'm going to sell 5 accounts this day, or I'm going to talk to 100 people this day. Smaller goals to get me to the bigger goal. And that is how you'll be successful. Because 100% of people that don't set goals never reach them. That's a pretty obvious statistic. But we know from over the years that goals are the #1 driving factor of completing and having successful lifestyles. The next biggest part of this is focus. Focusing on what you're doing and where you're at. Wherever you are, you need to be there. Whether you're on vacation, whether you're at work, whether you're at a basketball game, football, whether you're dancing, just be there. How many of you guys in here have been on vacation and got stressed out, worried, thinking about work? I know I have. You're in Hawaii, you're sitting on a beach, and you can't stop thinking about the thing you gotta do the minute you get home. You can't just relax. There's something in the back of your mind. And how many of you in here, I'm gonna keep my hand up because I've also done this, have been at work thinking about vacation? You're sitting in work, you get an email about your hotel stay that's coming up in a week, and you're like, oh, I'm so stoked, can't wait to get out of here. We've all been there. Both the job and the vacation suffer from that kind of attitude. When you lose focus on what you're doing and you start focusing in another area, the main job suffers. So if you want to have your best summer ever with summer sales, you got to focus and you got to make sure you're paying attention to what you're doing. You can't just be sitting out there walking the streets daydreaming about some girl you're writing back home. You can't be walking the streets daydreaming about going to Hawaii next weekend or the cruise you just won. No, you got to focus. You got to be driven, because that's also a part of being serious. So serious is the overhead thing. Once you have your goals in place, then you have to start focusing on those goals. Start focusing on what you're doing to reach them. The last and final point is to always have reasons. Now, reasons are so important. Reasons are the driving factor. Once you've got your focus and once you're serious, once you're ready to rock it, you have to have reasons, because when you have that hard day, when it's raining outside and you don't want to walk anymore, when you're in the office and you don't want to fill out any forms anymore, you have to go back to your reasons that will help you push through those hard days. Reasons are what back up everything. Without reason, why are we here? Why am I here today? My reason is I need to get an education, I need to provide for my family. That's why I'm doing all this stuff. So you need to find your reason as to why you're searching for these goals. Why do you want to hit 200 sales in the summer? Why do you want to manage your team and have the best team in the world? Why do you want to complete all your work before the weekend? What are your reasons behind it? Now, there's a very important statistic that shows that if you can't come up with 25 reasons to a goal for a very specific goal, then you're not as likely to complete that goal. So I have a little task for you guys. There's some papers here. I want you all to write down. I'll give these to you guys here. Switch it back. I want you guys to all write down one of the most important goals to you at this moment in time. What's something that you really want to accomplish at this moment? Take about 30 seconds to write down that goal. Give you some time. Make sure it's a good one. And once you have that goal, I see some of you finishing up there. Once you have that goal in place, now try to come up with 25 reasons to why you want to complete that goal. I'll give you about a minute to do so. And as you're writing, also take this into account, that you most likely will not be able to come up with 25 reasons today in this meeting, in this presentation. And that's okay, because it's hard. But know this, the more reasons you have, the more successful you will be at achieving that goal. And there's almost 100% guarantee that if you can come up with 25 reasons, you will complete that goal. On the other spectrum of it, the downside is if you can't come up with 2, 3, or 4 reasons to complete that goal, it's almost 100% likely that you won't complete that goal. So you want to make sure that you have solid reason to back it up. So I'll let you guys finish that. About 15 more seconds. Now if you feel like you have more reasons to write down, you haven't thought of them all yet, feel free to take this piece of paper home with you and then you can fill it out later. But to wrap up this whole presentation, is I want to bring you back to those 4 points. Get serious, have goals, focus on them, focus where you're at, and have reasons to back it all up. Because the worst thing for me last summer was seeing some of my friends struggle every day because they didn't have a reason why they're out there. They were going through the motions. They weren't focused. They were daydreaming. And they hated it. Everyone hears horror stories about summer sales. Everyone hears fantastic, amazing stories about summer sales. So if you want to have the best summer ever, if you want to be successful, you need to get serious. You need to set your goals. You need to be focused on where you're at, and you need to have reasons. Because when the going gets rough, you're going to rely on those reasons. You're going to look back and be like, you know what? Looking at my reasons, my family does need this. My family does need me to work hard. You know what? I need to pay for college. I don't have the excuse to slack off because I need to pay for college. You know what? I'm doing this to prove that I can do something hard, and I can do this. Those reasons, 25 of those, will really push you to the best and to be able to have the best summer ever. To wrap it up, we'll finish with this quote. Thomas S. Monson said, "To meet the combined